guys, we got this great clip from one of our long content videos. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Enjoy. So let's get into it. Why can't you save your money and become wealthy over a lifetime? First, we're going to dive into what is taught, I guess in school, but I don't even know if it's in school, but this is the system that we've built in America, right? Go to school, then graduate, get a job, pay taxes, put money away in a 401k, or God forbid, like an IRA, and that's your retirement plan, right? Everybody knows that you're not going to retire on Social Security, so we're not even going to talk about that. But what we will talk about is this plan that's been set up for you, that many of you who are watching this are probably searching for something because you know that it just doesn't quite add up. So let's talk about what the average person is going to save for retirement by the end of their life doing this plan, what someone who's in the median is going to save, because it's going to be slightly different, but it's going to include more people. And then if you do it really well, what are you going to have at the end of the day, and is it going to be enough? And so we did some research and we looked into what you can put away in a 401k, and we're going to stick with 401ks today. It's less for IRAs, so keep that in mind. But here are some things that I found that were absolutely appalling and shocking to me. Did you know that the mean or the median retirement money that one will save just under $96,000? But let's say $96,000 is what everybody who is putting into these 401ks is going to have at the end of their life when they're ready to retire. $96,000 is never going to cut it. Let me tell you, it gets even worse than that, because this number, when I talk about median or mean, that's factoring in all of the people that do kind of low and poor, and all of the people who are really kind of uber successful and do way beyond. So it really, really skews the number. So $95,000 is just never going to be enough for most of you guys to retire on. And as I said, it really gets worse than that, because the average is going to be only $5,000 saved at retirement age. What does that mean to you, and what does it mean to me? It means that the system that we've set up, that everybody has bought into, that the media tells you, that when you graduate from college, when you go and get an employer, put your money into a 401k, get it matched by your employer, and do that for the whole time that you're working, and at the end of the day you'll have enough money to retire on. That's a lie. That's a trap. That's part of a bad system. That's part of a system that has been set up for people to be kept in the rat race, to be kept in a trap. And on this channel, guys, we care all about freedom. We want to get you guys to where you have financial freedom, and we want to get you out of that. So the idea that you can save your way to wealth, it's just flat out false. And I'll go into it even deeper. Hopefully, guys, already you're seeing that you need to be thinking about doing something else. And by the end of this video, we're going to give it to you. So I told you before, we're value add real estate investors. If that gives you a clue, stick around to the end and we'll talk about what maybe you should be doing instead of what you've been taught to do. There's more than just the scary numbers. I can back this up. Let's assume that you're really good at this and that you're going to work a life of 30, 35, 40 years for the man. You're reasonably well paid, and you're going to put away the maximum amount of money every single year into your IRA for 30 years straight, and you're going to get 6% interest, and you're never going to miss a beat, and you're never going to have a hiccup. Everything's going to go swimmingly well for you. At the end of a lifetime of work, you're going to have $1.6 million. And guys, while $1.6 million sounds like a whole lot of money, if you're going to live another 25 or 30 years after you retire, is that really enough money for you to retire on? I don't think so. It certainly wouldn't be for me and my family. And it gets worse. There's other limitations to this, besides the fact that you are completely capped at what you could get in. So the government says, if you're going to put money into a 401k, you can only put, it's about $18,000 or $19,000 a year. And that may adjust a little bit over time, but that's not a lot of money that you're able to put away. And you know it as well as I do. Most people aren't going to be able to have that perfect cycle where they do this for 30 years and they put in the maximum and they never have a problem. So this is a limiting factor that's going to drastically reduce your best case scenario of 1.6 million. I think the 1.6 million is impossible for like 99.9% of the people who are listening to me trying to do this. If this was the way that I was trying to retire, I know about myself that I've had over the years where some years were better than others and some years were worse than others. The point is, there's always going to be life that gets in the way. It's never going to go swimmingly smooth and perfect. So the first thing that I was talking about, you're limited by the government. They tell you what you can put into it, and that's bad. That we want to get away from. The second thing that limits your ability to grow inside of these 401ks is that you're completely reliant on others to make the decisions on where your money goes. So if you put your money into a fund, or you put your money with a money manager and he has a bad year, or the fund has a bad year, things just don't go perfect. So you're limited in that way as well. You're beholden to the markets, and you're beholden to someone else who does most of the heavy lifting for you. And so you have very little control. So the second reason that I call this lie of the 401k and this dream of being able to retire after 35 years of employment working for the man, the rat race, is because you're reliant on a third party who may or may not have your best interest at heart. Hopefully he does, but he's still human and he's going to make mistakes. The market's going to correct. It's going to go up and down. Things don't just go straight up. Hey guys, thanks for watching that. Subscribe to our channel, watch this next, and then also check out the pinned content for more great content, guys. God bless.